It is that time of the year again as we're back into some more action, and this time we're in college football 26. Yes, we're playing the free EA 10-hour game here, the trial that came out just recently here. And of course, we're going to get into our newest Road to Glory character this year. And it's going to be of a young man that we've actually seen his dad. This is the son now we're going to be showcasing. But the dad used to be on this on the channel, actually on the main channel. And that is Shilo. We're going to meet Pierre-Javier Shilo, or better known as PJ Shilo, here in this Road to Glory this season. So, of course, this year's Road to Glory is a lot different now. They've added some new features. Of course, they've kind of still limited you to what you can do in the Road to Glory when it comes to position-wise. To me, I think you should be able to play any position you want to play as. You want to play as a lineman, you can play as a lineman, defensive back, safety, kicker, punter. Whatever the case may be, I think you should be able to do that, because I think it'd be very interesting how that will play out when especially when you play in Madden. And of course, that's what we're going to try to do here. And of course, as you see here, we're kind of just messing around with the different look to PJ here. And of course, PJ is the son of Pete Shilo. If you guys don't know about Pete Shilo, I'll leave a link down. Actually, a couple of links to some of the series he had. He played for Arizona Cardinals in the Madden series back in the day. He also played as part of the Seattle Seahawks halfback in another Madden series there. And of course, now his son is here on ESGNet Plus LP in Road to Glory. And of course, like I said, Road to Glory has been one of my favorite features. One of my favorite, modes in the game, where you can really just do a lot of cool stuff and storylines and just how it plays out. And especially now with the transfer portal now being a big deal, you can jump from school to school to school in the 4 years and just kind of tinker around with it and see what you can do and what you can't do and what you're limited to and whatnot. I've already seen some crazy things already here on YouTube and also on social media, as well as on Twitch, of people creating players and kind of doing their thing. Some people's got early access to it because they bought the deluxe edition. I bought the standard version, but I decided, I was like, hey, you know what? Right now, EA Play has like a 99 cents for the month. And then they, charge you, I think it's like $6 or $7 for the month, for the following month. So I was like, hey, you know what? I can get access to it. I'll have the game actually towards the end of the week, and say, you know what? Let's just try it out, see what we can do, and get into this. So, of course, he is one of our newest players. Of course, hopefully you guys have been watching our player from last year with Bryce Calhoun. That will, of course, continue. Once we get through his, he has half a year and a half left in his career mode. If not, if he's not even finished already by the time this video comes out. But it's been a lot of fun playing as him, and of course seeing his journey in college football. At some point here, we are going to get him to Madden and see what his Madden career is going to be like. But right now, we are now focused on PJ here. So PJ, he's a star athlete there in Georgia. His dad's from the Georgia area, actually from the Atlanta metro area. I played at Georgia State, and we're gonna see where he is gonna land at. Now, some of the schools that I'm gonna pick here, you'll see here in a bit. Some of them are, a good majority of them are around the Georgia area. Of course, like Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Georgia Southern, even the University of Georgia, we're going to put on there. Some of those are long shots. Some of them are, obviously, shoe-ins, just like, for instance, Georgia State. His dad is where his dad played at for, a couple of seasons. And then, of course, he went on to the NFL. And we're going to see if we can do that here. One of the cool things about this game this year so far, what I've seen here, they've really did a great job here with the different hairstyles. You got the guys with the dreads with the beads and shells and all that kind of stuff, and then you got different designs here. And we're gonna play with some of the hairstyles here from season to season. I am gonna change that up as we once we next season we'll have a different hairstyle and so on and so forth, and then eventually, hopefully, we'll get to Madden, which that's what I really want to do, is get him to go on Madden and see what we can do there with the different hairstyles they have in that game. I'm kind of looking at here you'll see today's first episode. You'll see the first game of the season, and then once we're going to try to get through high school pretty quickly here because there's only like 5 games you play in. They give you and you only play the moments of those 5 games. And then, of course, you make your decision on where you're going to go to with a big hat ceremony and stuff like that. And it's really cool seeing that the hat ceremony, how you can fake out people and all that kind of stuff. But then once we get to college, I think for the most part, I think we might end up doing like 2 games. Depending on what where we go and stuff like that. Maybe some of the bigger games will be showcased, maybe just that game by itself. But for the most part here, I kind of want to just get through these first couple seasons pretty quickly here. One of the things I do kind of wish they would let you do is and this is the thing, EA is just the idea. I don't know. So far, I've ran this idea with a couple other people through social media, and of course other YouTubers and people on Twitch. But let's have a road to show where you can either start here in high school, or you can go in as an incoming freshman or a walk-on, or maybe you're a guy that's played at a JUCO school, and you can start your sophomore year. You start as a JUCO sophomore, or just play your senior year in high school or in college. Just see from there. I think it would be kind of cool seeing the different, parts of life, that you see players in. There are different scenarios for different years. So you're a high school guy like you're seeing here, or maybe a guy that was played JUCO college for 2 years and is going to transfer to a D1 school, or a guy that's really established already or kind of already established and kind of being somewhat of a household name, and then he goes off to the NFL. So it'd be different ways you can get into the NFL. It's not always this linear type of thing. It's kind of like there's different paths to get into the NFL, but that's just the idea. I think for next year's game, I think they should go with. So far, like I said, with this year's game, it's been a lot of with the hours I've been playing now. So far, at least when you're seeing this video here, I've already played close to probably 7 hours of this because I've been tinkering with other things, messing with settings and getting the right settings for the series, because we are going to be doing a traditional series over on the main channel, and then we'll also do a coaching carousel here. The coaching carousel will be moved now from the main channel to this channel here on ESGNet plus LP. We'll have Sheldon Sherman will be our coaching carousel character. If you guys don't know about him, definitely go check out the Holland Scotty series. That was a fun series that he was in, and that's how he was, how he became a legend for the main channel. So definitely go check that out. And of course, I'll leave all the links to all our college series, our Holland Scotty series that we're just wrapping up on the main channel, as well as other series that we've had on this channel as well. Of course, you guys are not familiar with. We had the online series with the Stanford Cardinal a couple years back when Coach TJ Bonds was coaching them. Of course, now he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which we will finish. I'm going to finish that. But it's really cool that they got so many different designs here. And like I said, we're going to be kind of tinkering with this, playing around with it, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. And of course, if there's a look that you guys want to see him have, let me know down in the comments. But like I said, every season we're going to try to kind of mess around, try a different look to them, and just see what I like, what I don't like. But so far, what I've seen here, they've really added. They did add some new accessories to the player, and of course the logos here, and even you could even type in your school that you go to. Of course, he is from his dad, and basically the Shilohs live in Kennesaw, Georgia. Of course, we know about that pretty well on this channel because Kennesaw State was a big team that we, of course, that was last year's Road to Glory series with Bryce Calhoun. Of course, his dad being a quarterbacks coach with him, and of course, it's a little bit of a tie-in to the two of them between these two series here. We'll see if he'll go to Kennesaw State or not. But yeah, of course. I would love to have a series with Kennesaw State. I think they're a really fun team. It'd be a fun, build, not necessarily a rebuild, but a cool dynasty series to kind of just build them up to be a powerhouse, there in the Conference USA. Like I said, I had a lot of fun playing, having a quarterback for them and doing some good things with that school there. But like I said, somewhere in here in the near future, we'll definitely have Coach Briggs and that school be a part, have a series of their own here. But as you take a look here, you could even put in your school. So he goes to Kennesaw Mountain High School, which is actual real life school there, and it happened to be their mascot is the Mustang. So I was like, that looks like a really cool logo. I like the colors. I'm a big fan of that color blue and that green, or that not green, but the orange there. I was like, that works perfectly for what I'm looking for. So he is going to be a part of this football team here in this high school. And of course, like I said, we have 5 games in high school that we're going to take a part of. There is a senior night as well as one of those 5 games you're a part of. Homecoming is another one, which I thought it was you'll see it here coming up, I think, in the next episode, where we have a homecoming game, and we have to make some decisions about who our date is, and then something along the lines of us trying to get our date's attention, and how we're going to go talk to her and stuff like that. Gets us in a little bit of hot water. I'm not going to say too much, but that's just the idea that I'll just be a little tease out there for the next episode. But as you see here, you have different styles. Now, right now, we're just going to be worried about his running style, ball carry. I don't see him. I don't see us moving to a different position. But we can go back here at any time and change up the different styles when it comes to these other positions here. If we happen to decide to change our position, which I think for right now, I think we'll kind of just stick with the position we have in, which is a elusive back. And then of course there you see his archetype there, and of course his height and weight, pretty similar to his dad's. He's about, I would say, probably about 4 or 5 inches taller than his dad. So a little more about the same height, probably about 20 pounds heavier than his dad. But as you see here, Alex Zimmer, she's a local reporter talking to us about our high school and of course our football, what we've done so far here. And she's a kind of reporter that we'll probably be seeing quite often here. And of course, she's asking us about what we were wanting to talk about, and of course, the kind of the storyline of what our year is going to be like here. And of course, we want to go to a school that we have an opportunity to play as well. And of course, not to mention, we want to have, win trophies and win championships like that. As well as, of course, you got the NIL deals, you got the state-of-the-art facilities, and, of course, experienced coaching staff. We decided to tell her, we just want an experienced coaching staff, and then eventually we would like to make that jump to the NFL. So she's going to be probably coming to be, we'll see her quite often asking questions about what we are wanting or what we're going to try to do to better our career. And then you see the coach here, and of course you have select responses here. Some of those, depending on which response that you give to the coach, will either affect you positively or affect you negatively and how they approach you in playing games. And I've seen some people that have gone the route where they've just belittled their coach and talk smack and just being disrespectful, and they were sitting out for the whole year. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty crazy of what they got in this game so far here, and I'm sure they've gotten more. As we get to here, these are now, we have 10 schools that we can pick from that we want to have, obviously show up to our games, scout us, and then of course as you go along, each game you'll get, you'll have requests from certain schools to do certain things in a game. They want you to get certain yardage, they want you to get so many catches or whatever the case may be. But yeah, of these 10 here, you get to pick the ones you want to have them come see. And of course, obviously, I got picked a lot of schools around the SEC area. Obviously Georgia, and then we picked some of the Group 5 schools like Georgia State, Georgia, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and then I started to look at maybe we need to go out west. So we started looking at some Western schools, and then I was thinking, you know what, I wouldn't mind playing as a MAC school. Chippewa's always been a school that I've been wanting to say, hey, let's do a series with them, but haven't had the guts to do it because there are some pretty successful teams, and I've seen other people do. I know I have a good friend of mine who did the Bulls several years ago, back in the old NCAA days, and he had a really cool. He had a really good story that was, by the time he got to like season 8, or I think it was it took him a couple seasons. It took him a little more than 5 seasons to finally get to that point where he was, his team was doing very well. They were going to making, and of course this is back in the day when we had the BCS going on. So it was a really cool build there that he did. And then, of course, they got the new schools, too. They got Missouri State, which is a school I was really tempted to do for a series because of the brothers King. That is DeMarcus King and Deshaun King, who are on our MLB series, both on this channel and also on the main channel. I was thinking about reliving their college days. Playing as quarterback and wide receiver there. Maybe at some point here in this game, maybe somewhere down the line, we can do that for a future video. But they do have Delaware in the game as well as like I said, Missouri State and Delaware are the 2 new schools in the game, and I've seen several rebuilds of that already here in the last just a few days now. It was about almost within the first 2 days of this game being early release. I've seen people do series on those 2 teams, so it's gonna be kind of interesting seeing how those work out and see what the people are able to do. But yeah, we're just kind of looking around here. I was kind of really trying to sprinkle, just trying to get involved in a lot of different schools. SMU will be another fun school to play as in Road to Glory. Bringing back the old days of the Pony Express. Minus the death, the scandal that was going on back in the 80s there with that school. That was a good documentary. You definitely go check it out now on ESPN. That's a really good documentary to watch. 30 for 30. Matter of fact, I think it might be on Netflix right now. But yeah, well, like I said, I'm kind of just looking at different schools from some of the group of 5. Also, obviously we're going to look for some Power 5 schools to kind of, get a chance to just see what's out there and who's going to offer us scholarships there and who we can help from the right off the bat. So as you see here, you got different schools offer different things. You got, of course, you got the real life coaches in the game. They have their different levels they're a part of. But there you see the Chippewas, where would automatically be the first string guy. Other schools we would be second, third, or even fourth string in some cases there. And of course here, this is where he's pretty much telling us about the first game and of course how we need to do well on a tape score. And that's basically the film that that the coaches from the college will get about you, and based on how well you play and how many points you get, then you're obviously increase your chances to get a good scholarship and going to a decent school. Others not so much, and you'll have to kind of figure things out as you go along. So basically, if you do well in these highlights that of course he's talking about here, our head coach from high school, you can basically get a chance to do well and get just trying to get a good scholarship to the school that you feel like you want to go to. And so here he's telling us about the challenge for the first game here and what we need to accomplish in order to do well. And of course we're going to go up against a linebacker that's one of our rivals here in the state of Georgia. So he gives, of course they're telling you there what you need to do here. And of course, then you have, I think you got to pick, 4 scenarios here. And of course, each of these scenarios, you pick 4 of these you see here on the screen, which are there's 5 of them right there. You get to pick 4 of those. And of those 4, those are what your drive goals are. And then on the far right there, school tape best boost. And that's what the boost that you get for those, for when you complete certain those goals that you have for that particular moment. So it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's just basically you got to fulfill what they're asking for there to order to get those points. So basically a lot of these are just 250 points. So if you can get 250 points by check marking those and completed those in the game, then you'll obviously get the boost, and then of course that helps you sway them to pay attention to you more, and also be more aggressive towards recruiting you for their school. So it's basically all the teams that we've looked at that we picked from our list there, and of course there you see we're going to be picking those 4 there. So we'll jump into the game here. This will be game 1. We'll show the first game here in today's episode, as you see Shilo and the rest of the team coming out here and trying to see what they can do here in this first game of the season, as the boys of Kennesaw Mountain High School coming out here for the first game of the season. And Shilo, of course, tough yards here. So we're going to try to see if we can, move the chains here. And of course, we got 2 goal objectives here that we got to get to: is gain yards on running plays, and of course, avoid tackles for loss from our rival. And there you see our rival right there. Obviously, it says rival right above his head. So we got to try to avoid him as much as we possibly can. And of course, there you see the clock, and that matters too, because the longer the drive, not necessarily the better the chances of you whatever the case may be, but just kind of trying to keep him motivated here as we're trying to move that ball on a 3rd and 3. And now, one thing I did not notice here, and we take a timeout here. Actually, the other team takes a timeout. When I was playing this, I'm like, oh wow, they stuck us here on this 2nd and 4, this 1st and 15. It's like it's random. Like they just you jump in with a downs and distance at random, and then you have to try to complete it. So there you see we've already got our first goal, gaining yards on the play. Now we got to try to avoid tackle from our rival. There you see, oh, nice job there on that block. Getting down the field here, and that's a big run there for us as we're trying to put some points on the board here. As this team is, of course, coming a little flat here. Now, I am playing on All-American. Kind of just start out here. Eventually, I have seen some little bit of bugs and some glitching issues from other players here. So far, I have not seen that for myself, but just to be on the safe side, we are going to be playing on All-American for the time being until that first, that day one patch comes in and it fixes some of those up here. So I'm sure you guys have had, obviously that's pretty much the standard now with most games now here nowadays, that you don't have a fully polished game not until that first day one patch comes out. So when they officially release the game, which will be on I think it'll be on Thursday. Of course, again, I don't know when this video is going to come out, but I'm gonna at least try to get it out before Thursday. But as you see here, and of course there you see the moment completed. Now you can retry the moments if you happen to not do so well and want to do better and just show that you can you want to get another opportunity to do so. You get 4 repeat the moments when you're in this game. So let's say you did fine the first 3 moments and then that last one you didn't do so well, because I will say there are some really tough challenges, especially when you get some of the big D1 schools. One of them I did, we'll see in the next episode, against for Georgia. It was a tough one there. We got to get 50 yards on a single carry, and I think for a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. And that one was tough, as you see there. Yeah, we did not do so well in there. Now, of course, I'm not going to try to do these moments, repeat these moments too much here. But I think I just showing the fact that you can do that and whatnot. For the most part, I think in the future, well, at least I think it's only in high school that you have to worry about it. But yeah, I think if you can do it in college, I think I'm just going to kind of just stick with the, just stick with it, and that just makes the character and the storyline even more interesting. Like, okay, we failed here. We're not necessarily be a perfect career or perfect college football player, but we're going to try to do our best to do what we can here for the squad. And of course, like I said, I have an idea where I would like to go. I was kind of thinking about maybe one of the thoughts was maybe going to the rival school that his dad went to. So maybe go to Georgia Southern and be a halfback there. Or, it just, I don't know. Just depends on what schools offer what. Because I like to see us be on the field here quickly. But at the same time, I think it'd be fun and it'd be more entertaining if we can just try to, get ourselves to, get the work for that, that top position at any school there as, halfback number 1. And as you see there, we did complete the moments there, so that's nice. So now we're going to grind it out. And, of course, you see here, there's our goals there on the top right. Avoid tackle for loss from your rival. And, of course, run the clock under 40 seconds. So we got plenty of time here as the timeout is being called there. We have a 3rd and 10 coming up. And, of course, we got to hold on to this football as long as much as we possibly can, but at the same time to avoid any sacks there in the back of their field from our rival. So far, that's been helping us here. So now we got to go ahead and get this ball snapped, but that is not going to happen as Greer is going to get called for a delay of game. But yeah, like I said, this Road to Glory is going to be a lot of fun. I think this is by far this year's, so far what I've seen from other people playing online and other content creators, and just what I've seen so far here has been a lot of people have been enjoying it. Franchise or Dynasty, I haven't really got into yet. Like I said, I've kind of picked already a school. I think we're going to go with Nebraska. That was something I was going to try to do last year as a quick rebuild series, but I figured that this year we can do it there next year, or in this year's game, and have fun with it. I actually, ironically enough, I just got back, took a quick trip. Obviously, you guys know I went to Las Vegas earlier this month, or late. Yeah, early this month. Yeah, it was early. It was just about almost 2 weeks ago. But last weekend, 4th of July weekend, or this past weekend or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, here recently I just went to Lincoln, Nebraska. My sister wanted to, my same sister that took us to Vegas, her husband wanted to go up to Lincoln. And we went up there. We actually went to the campus of Nebraska there, seen the Cornhuskers Stadium and Memorial Stadium, and that was so awesome. I thought it was really cool. At first I wasn't gonna go, but then I was like, no, I was like, if we go, I was like, we have to go to the University of Nebraska's campus, and it was such a beautiful campus there. I'd never been there at all. And got a chance to go to the stadium, got to see a little bit of a tour inside the stadium and stuff like that. It was so awesome. I got some pictures of it. I'll try to put them up on Instagram there if you guys want to check it out. And I'll leave a link down below to my to the channel's Instagram if it's not already down there already. But you see there, we got some more schools that are all making offers to us there, which is nice. Matt Driscoll, the head coach there for the Chippewas, there looking at us, and he likes what he sees from us, and he wants to, I guess now wants to talk to us about possibly going to Central Michigan. So that scholarship bonus has increased there. And then as we wrap up here, we got some more offers here from Akron, which is not a bad school at all. The Zips offer full scholarships, so is Arkansas State. So the Red Wolves looking to add us to their team. FIU, nice. So that's a nice school to go to as well. But there you see, we are losing some of our ranking. We're supposed to be a 5-star. We're kind of slipping down to that 4-star range. So that being said, we're gonna have to start getting better at accomplishing some of these goals that we have set here for some of these schools here. But there you see, Coach talking to us about some other things going on. It's about the scholarships and gameplay and whatnot. And then you see Lane, one of our classmates there, asking us about studying for exams. You know what? You might as well have to, because I've seen, and I purposely did this on one with the Road to Glory character I made that was off camera, and not studying for tests and quizzes and stuff like that. Yeah, that you will suffer greatly. As you see there, Kirby Smart, the head coach of Georgia. Actually, this is what I'm talking about. This is the challenge that he's given us. So he's challenged us to. He'll have a challenge for us, and it's a group of It's a moment or two, or there could be several of them. But I think in this one, it's just one that he asks us to do. So we got to pick that moment if we want to, get an offer from Georgia. So. Excuse me. Coming up in the next video, you guys will see the games 2 and 3 of our high school career, and of course we'll see that challenge. We'll see what that challenge is from Georgia coming up. So far, like I said, I've been really enjoying it. I'm gonna jump on. Actually, I'm actually recording this episode and the next one at the same time. But later today, I'm going to be trying to finishing up the rest of the high school, and of course figure out what school we're going to go to, because man, there are so many choices on here. And yeah, it's like, oh man, I want to go to that school, but at the same time I want to go to this school. It's like oh, the choices we got to make. But it should be a good one. I cannot wait until we see where PJ is going to make his decision. But definitely come on back as we get ready for games 2 and 3 coming up in the next episode here and Road to Glory. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen to be new. Hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified of this series or any other series that happens to drop here. There's going to be a lot of NCAA 20, or excuse me, I should say college football 26 content coming up here in the next couple of days, weeks, months. And of course, we'll have this one get going, as well as we'll get our series over on the main channel. And of course, our coaching carousel will be over here as well. As like I mentioned before, we'll have the former player for the High and Scotties, Sheldon Sherman. He will be getting his first head coaching job with a school, and it's going to be a school that you're not gonna believe that I picked this school. You're gonna be wondering, like, why? Yeah. Well, you'll find out more about that coming up very, very soon here on the channel. But that's it for me. As always, guys, stay tuned for more here on the channel. Keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time.